Well, hello, and welcome to Stop Let's Team Up. Kirby and I are here to give you our top 10 lists of 2025. Hey, Kirby, how you doing? How was your Christmas and New Year's?
Christmas was really fun with the niece and nephew. They're in that perfect toddler age. The only downside is, boy, I didn't need both of them coughing right into my mouth.
Yeah, they are, man. They're biological weapons. Children are. It's pretty fucked up, and it's there. I had a guy who used to work for me, and he would pass all that shit on to all of us in the copy center. And I just told him, man, if the zombie apocalypse starts anywhere, it's going to be at a daycare center. So, but I hope it gets better. You do sound a little froggy.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks.
No,
So,
no, no. It happens. Everybody's feeling good. So we're gonna do our top 10 like we did last year. It will be a better edited copy because I had to listen to last year's and realize that I just wasn't paying attention. Be a little. I've started a stopwatch so I can mark down shit, so I don't mess it up anymore. Be a little that at least a bit more organized. But we start. We're gonna go backwards, 10 to 1. We do not know what the other one is picked, which is part of the fun of this one. And I had a lot of fun last year. What about you, Kirby?
for 2025. So there's weird. So again, like with a lot of the personal stuff going on, there's large blanks months that are blanks. But I think I was able to pick some really good stuff out.
Yeah, I feel it's I kind of the same as June to June to now. I mean, I had my fall and broke my foot, and I had another surgery a couple of days ago. And it's just like, what have I done? And then when I made the list, like the first five, there were five things that, okay, they have to be on the list, but I don't know where on the list yet. And then I had to think about the other five. And I'm glad I listened to the episode because one of the ones I picked, I said, oh, I probably picked this last year. And I had, so, but it was part of this year. I remember watching it this year. So I'll start this year because I started last year and I gave some of mine titles. So number 10, I actually like Barry Allen. Um, Kirby was reading, I think you were reading some, and I saw it posted, and I decided to get. I hadn't gotten the Green Lantern, the Batman, or Metamorpho books yet from DC Finest. So I said I'll get the Flash, and if I only get one, I've got the first one, and it has up to Flash of Two Worlds. So I've got a good one. But I was like 6 issues in. I was like, Jesus Christ, these things are really good. The art's fantastic. It's like, another one I'm going to talk about during this podcast is that one of the joys of it is 60s pop culture art. I mean, it's like I'm going through a gallery. The story may not be that difficult. It's written for littler kids, but the characters are all completely action. You know what their core, what they are. Um, Barry's not a pill. He's just that 60s post-war optimistic, anything can happen, where the future is ours kind of mentality of the 60s. So I don't dislike that. It's because it doesn't feel like a jingoism. It's just there is this positive, you know, we just came from the dark times. We're not going to go back to the dark times, are we? Well, you're not, but your grandchildren are. But I liked it. I like how they're introducing all these the rogues slowly but surely, and I'm enjoying that. And you and me have talked about how I think it was that the Flash Rogues Gallery is better than anybody's.
Yep.
I like all the incarnations of them. I think when they try to reinvent the baddies in that, I think they made a mistake. They're all good, and it's all because it's Gardner Fox, or
I think it's John Broome.
it's John Broome and Infantino. I get confused. I think Broome's, um, Gardner did both, and it gets me confused. It's like I forgot he's the writer of the half of All-Star Comics where the stories are really good and the art is really good because it's they become a regular super team, like regular one, where it's not 10 disjointed chapters of varying quality. Kirby, I've read them all at one point, but I don't think I've ever done a read through that lasted more than like three of them at a time and going because it's rough. It's rough.
It's very
It's
rough.
rough. I think, but I found that Barry I like the Flash. I like these. I want to read more. I've read a couple more issues. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. I think it's going to be one of these things where I was doing it all from I was a kid when the first batch, and I knew what something better could be. And I was a teenager to an adult. It's like, yeah, this is for little kid. I just did.
Mhm.
I made snap judgments how bad it was. I really still think the back end of Flash is rough. I didn't realize that Jerry Conway was the last guy to write it. Those I might
No, no,
be
no, it
interested
was
in.
always Carrie Bates at the end.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And again, I've said it a million times. I blame the back half more on the bad art team they gave him.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another day. And
Yeah, yeah, we'll probably do that. I want to I've never done Flash of Two Worlds and do those and to do some of the early ones
oh
because
yeah, no.
crossovers are so kind of passe, you know, they turn into big events. All right, what's your number 10?
Okay, so my number 10, this is one that's pretty recent for me, is I've finally just started getting into reading just huge 1,000-page collections of Archie comics. And again, it's just a lot of fun just kind of seeing the stories as they like bounce through the decades. Like I swear it'll be 6 pages from the 70s, then 6 pages from the 2010s, and just seeing
Really?
oh it
It doesn't let
based
you get stale. You're not stuck in one style or one era for a period of time.
nope, and it's one of those weird things where it's like you can tell just by the fashions, and you can tell that this is guess how the you can tell that the as the decades go through, the moms of all of the parent or of all the kids get hotter as the years go on. And it's
They
like,
stop
gee,
looking like moms. Yeah, I
yeah,
know
they
what you
start, yeah,
mean. There's this thing on TV nowadays. It's like not everybody's mom was a hottie. It was like 1 out of 10.
yeah,
My mom
no,
had I was in her 40s, and when I was, she was at 33 when I was born, and so my memories of her, she just looked like a mom.
yeah,
You
um,
know,
so it's
that's
kind
cool.
of
I'd like
so,
to read some of those. I like Archie in small doses.
and that's the way to do it. It's like just again, you can get like cheap 1,000-page ones, and again, there are a lot of the stories. They're cute, like
Is it
Peanuts,
just
Charlie
on
Brown.
a drive? Is it a
Uh,
where you?
I'm getting these from the Kindle, honestly, because it's like it was nine
Oh, okay.
bucks. It was $9, and I was on a road trip to visit my brother with my parents. I'm like, I gotta read something different just on the Kindle, and it's like, okay, these are cute enough, blah blah blah. And again, it's like I'm having fun, not just from the actual humor, which sometimes it is real funny, and sometimes it is just me being a 35-year-old man reading these stories for like, teeny boppers from the 60s, going like, I'm making this way dirtier than they meant it to, but that actually adds to the
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
So,
That's I read it. I mean, I had a girlfriend, and I would get her the big thick digits, and this I'm talking. This is 20 years ago, maybe when I was at the comic shop. I owned Gray Street Comics at that point, which I did not do that well. And so Pat turned the ruins of my thing into Velocity Comics, and he did a fucking amazing job. Um, that's great. I like that. I would like to read some of those, especially the 20 stuff. I really want to see because the art in the 20 stuff is, I think, what's it like the 60s? The art just stops, and then
yeah, like
everybody's
one
just doing the style.
yeah, like once Dan DeCarlo and like Dan Parent become like kind of the mainstays, that's
Yeah,
really
okay, I
where
got you. And they
it's
look
like
you can't tell them apart. I don't
it's
think. Can
weird
you?
reading them like because again jumping around it's like oh okay I can start you can start to pick out one from the other
Okay,
and it's
okay.
like
I would have to know. Yeah,
yeah Stan Goldberg too it's like okay I can notice like his
yeah,
eyes a little more differently and all that so it is interesting from that perspective to see
yeah.
especially again as you're just jumping through stories and stories so
That's cool. I'll check that out. Yeah, I'm gonna use. I have some stuff on Kindle like Avengers versus X-Men. I was like,
mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm gonna buy that Omni, so I wanted to test drive how it would be to read an Omni, and it's fine. So I've got Uncanny X-Men 1 through 4, which has got giant size 1 through I don't know. Remittance starting over about where I stopped reading. So then if I'm gonna get to the next one, I'm just gonna buy the Omnis on Kindle because I don't really need to burn up that much space with X-Men. I don't know how far I'll get further. I'd like to go further than I had, but I don't know if I need to catch up. And there's no way I can catch up. It's 61. There's no way. It's just so much. It's why I did stay there. There's this. I think their shit's convoluted. All right. So
uh Real
What?
quick before you go, my buddy JR, he got back into X-Men during the Krakoa, and now his want list of back issues is so much different X-Men for decades. And it's like, dude, I can't follow this. You gotta like be super specific on what you're looking for.
Yeah, and see what they're doing is they're doing creator omnis mixed with actual reading order omnis, and I feel sorry for the X-Men fan because how do you do it? Because I would if I was going to do it, I would buy the reading order one, just for the Age of Cocoa one, whatever there how that is. But it's tough. That's going to be a bitch, and I'm
Yeah,
glad that's not an Avenger thing or an FF thing because I have every FF omni. Um, I think the next one that comes out, I'm not going to need to buy because I've got, I'm gonna figure another way because it's up near the burn ship. But yeah, I wouldn't want that. Well, let's move on to my number 9 is my podcast. Last year, I talked about Earth 2 and um,
Untitled Star Trek.
Untitled Star Trek. Thank you. That's a terrible brain fart. But I also for a couple of years, I listened to Empire, which is a history one about empires, and it's amazing. I recommend it. Um, um, the two people one is a woman of Indian descent who is a reporter and a historian, and her partner is a Scottish guy who grew up in India, and they talked about empire, and they're great and they're very funny, and they're a little catty with each other and teasy. It's a lot of fun. But this time I started to listen to The Rest is History, and I've been listening to it on and off, and it's a podcast with two British historians, Dominic Sandbrook and Tom Holland, not Tom Holland Spider-Man, even though Dominic likes to pick on Tom. Tom is a religious historian. I think his thing is Christianity in Great Britain, and Dominic Sandbrook is modern history, 20th century, 21st century, and they're great. And they jump around. They are part of a group. There is The Rest is Politics, which is annoying ex-Trumper who is not a Trumper telling, it's like we warned you all that he was a piece of shit. But it's a good one, and it's a lot of fun, and they'll do different stuff. They've done best churches in Ireland, and Dominic's sister-in-law is a church historian, and they have a nice thing. It's just a lot of fun, and it jumps around, and some stuff I know, some stuff I don't know, and just having those two talk about it makes it easier to, and they've made me go, oh, I didn't know that. I'm going to go look that up and read something on it or listen on it. But it's a really good podcast, and I like it because I can listen to it when I'm walking or when I'm on the bus. Actually, I'm able to take the bus again on my own, unsupervised. But it's good. I like it. I lean toward English historians. I would love to live in a country where anyone's backyard could have fucking really cool shit in it.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, you like only the size of Pennsylvania, Maryland, Pennsylvania to here. Damn. But it's cool. They're great and they're very funny, and they pick on each other for good things. They have great guests every once in a while. Tom's brother is on a World War II podcast, and with a comedian who's went to Cambridge or something and has a degree in history, but he's a stand-up comic. But they're great. I recommend it to anybody. All right, what's your number 9?
Okay, we already kind of touched on this. Mine is just the DC finest format in general. Not only the Flash, but it's like it got me to read the Jack Cole Plastic Man. A good chunk
And
of
you
it, or
blew your mind, didn't it?
yeah, no, it's like wow, why can't
Why
all
is it?
Golden Age comics be like this? This is
No
great.
shit. Wait, dude, if you ever get to read Seven Soldiers in leading comic, it's for the most part, it's only Star Spangled Kids is dodgy, but it's more acceptable because he's a kid.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah,
um,
so I just think like for DC being late on the game to like the against the Marvel Epic line, I think this is really good. It's really the format's good, the printing's good.
yeah,
I think they're better on the price point by a wide margin.
yeah. Oh God, because they're what, 39.95.
Yeah, something like that. Whereas Marvel, I
It
think
was
the most recent,
54.
yeah,
I think
it's
it's
like,
fifty four
what
ninety
are you
nine.
people doing?
They
Um,
don't because they don't realize what they have, and DC didn't publish a lot. And one of my picks is going to talk about that.
yep.
But
So,
yeah, this great format. I love it.
and
I
I
read
like
the
the eclectic.
Cassandra Cain Batgirl.
Yeah, and like they're doing weird, and they're not just doing Superman, Batman. It's like we got Blue Beetle, we got the Cassandra Cain Batman, we got Metamorpho, so it's like they're mixing it up, which is the right way to do things.
Yeah, and they're
Um,
jumping around in like Superman. The next
yep.
one that's coming out is during the Triangle era.
Yeah, the time after time. So yeah, that should be pretty good because like they've done Kryptonite Nevermore, and even though I
Yeah,
think they should have done a different reading order for that collection, I'm still glad that they have one of the best Superman stories finally collected for
yeah,
that.
it's. I agree. I thumbed through it. I haven't read it yet, but I saw what you mean. I do overall. I like the some of the ones I've got are different comics, like the science fiction one. Its
Mm-hmm.
publication date's great, but that's a 5 pagers. It's a lot. It's just five, 5 or 6 pager after one after another, which I liked. But I also think that they pushed the envelope on the mapping,
Mm-hmm.
like the Suicide Squad. It no first time I got it, but I ended up buying the Omni because the mapping was. I didn't realize what the mapping was going to be, and that showed me exactly what the first half of the mapping was going to be. And then having gotten the Justice, but seeing that's weird because now they're putting out the Green Lantern compendium, which is reading order with across all titles. And I already got the Johns and the Tomasi, the two, the but I saw what the which order there was. So, oh shit, now I just have to jump between omnis. Fine, I'm good. I
Yep.
don't need to go buy it. It's a better
Yeah.
reading. I think it's a better reading order. And I maybe I'll give that Suicide to someone. I still got it. I took it off of eBay because I was thinking maybe I'd want to if I'm going to travel and I'm going to read that. I was thinking about having a read, one I can beat up.
Right.
But no, I think DC Finest is the best thing they've done. I've gotten a bunch. There's a bunch more I want.
Yep. Same here.
But I think because I did Barry, I'm going to get the next Barry because
I
I've been
probably will
thinking, how am
too.
I
Yeah.
going to get Hal's Silver Age? Because I've thought about it, but I would also I've never read the Aquaman. I'd love to read that Aquaman. That's Ramona Fradon stuff.
Yep. So it's like that's kind of what would want me to get to read the Aquaman. I gotta say, heads up, the Silver Age Green Lantern, really kind of rough because it's like, man, you guys used all your best villain ideas for Flash, didn't you?
I've not. I agree with you. I think the key issues I've read, like they're great. But I think it's just it doesn't translate to me, and I don't think reading it now. I don't have a sense of nostalgia. My Green Lantern was Grell,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think it gets. I don't think the book really gets good until um,
Englehart
Art.
takes over.
Yeah,
Mark's
no. Oh
run.
God, no. Len
Yeah.
wins. Len
Oh,
won.
Len's got a great run.
Yeah. And then Dave Gibbons. It just I think, and I'm a Kyle guy. Kyle's coming back, yay! But I haven't
Yay.
read Kyle in a long time, so I don't know how much they fucked him up. So I'll read it when I read the Green. I want to get some stuff done, and I do want to start. I've got all these flash on these people. I got to start reading them. I did read the Mike Barron stuff with Geis and Malstadt. Oh, so pretty and actually really good. So, I mean, I'm not dreading a reading of Flash. It's just a lot to catch
No.
up on because it's good person after good person. I mean, it goes for a while. So, but yeah, the DC Finest is good. And I also like that they do. And I've got team ups.
Yep.
Great way to do it.
Yep.
Horror, science fiction, and war. Sergeant Rocket's his own. There's a Western one coming out.
Okay.
I think Jonah is going to get his own. If
That,
not, it's just going to all be mixed up, which is
yeah,
fine by
that
me.
was the one thing I'm like, okay, so this is everyone besides Jonah Hex. Yeah,
I
that
think
makes
it. I
sense.
mean, and that would be. I
Which
think
would
the
make sense,
choices
yeah.
they've made for horror, like specters, and I bet they do a Phantom Stranger.
Yeah.
No, the Phantoms. There's Phantom Strangers ones in the horror. I think. I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
they double dip. I don't
yeah,
know.
there
We
might
know,
be,
but
but
it's great for me. And there's some good ones coming up that I'm going to get to save me from having to buy an omnibus or something. So my number, oh no, you're number 9. Sorry.
no, that was my number 9.
Oh, that was your number 9. So my number 8. I, folks, June 10th, I fell and fucked up my foot. So I was staying up a lot later because I was stuck on the sofa bed, in and out. I wasn't leave. I was either going to work or sitting my ass at the house. So I started to thumb through, go to TCM. on the HBO Max, which is Jesus Christ, you own everything, show everything. Just don't. It's annoying. But I started watching some black and whites. A couple, and I really was nice. I watched all the black and white Sherlock Holmes, Basil Rathbone. Fucking great. They're an hour, 10 minutes, which is short even for, and these were considered features, but they'd probably be
Yep.
double bills. But they were interesting. It was really good. They're real well made, And I watched Passage to Marseille, which is a Michael Curtis directed bogey movie about it's definitely war propaganda, and part of the tone. It's about prisoners in Devil Island escape and get picked up by a boat, and they end up becoming important in the battle. They become war heroes because they end up being, fuck it, we don't know who you are, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, but they are good men and they fight for their country. They may be criminals, but it's their country, and it is nice, and it's bogey. I love bogey, so I watch other ones. So I watched Deadline USA. It's about he's the editor of a very liberal progressive newspaper in the early 30s. I guess it's post-war, maybe post-war, late 40s. And the publishers died, and the widow's going to sell it. And it's selling it to someone who is not as progressive as its founder. So it is the last day. It's basically you're watching the last day of the newspaper with their like a Perry White kind of character. And the idea that journalism, I don't think journalism has been tainted. I think it used to be the fifth estate for a reason. I think there's some people out there that still think of it that way. I wish they had more voice, but it was neat to see that. It was very much, look, when the country was very liberal, and it wasn't, you hadn't been brainwashed at how bad it was. It was just some stuffy country club white folks. Tut. We should do it our way. Because that's all the Republicans were in the 30s and 40s. These old men that, why aren't you listening to me? Fuck you, Grandpa. You got a lot of shit you don't need, like money. A lot of money you don't need. We're going to turn that into Social Security. But it was that kind of, so I watched them, and I forget, I know people that go, I can't watch a black and white movie. It annoys the fuck out of me.
Oh, God. Ross, again, as the millennial host here, yeah, it's terrible. It's annoying for me as a millennial. It's like, what, you people are missing so much good shit here. And it's only gotten worse for, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. And it's
it's also the length of viewing. It's like, I hear people go, I can only take things in like bites of like 30 seconds. Then you're a moron.
Yeah.
Some people go, why is this movie 3 hours long? Because it's an in-depth subject. If you don't want to see an in-depth, did you not look at this thing? It's about whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing a bio or even as much as I like Braveheart, that ain't Robert. That's not Wallace's history at all.
No,
it's way wrong. But it is an incredibly.
It's a great movie, but it's a bad history. Yeah. And I'll say that, like, not all of those 3-4 hour epics back in old Hollywood needed to be 3 or 4 hours. Because man, I fell asleep during Cleopatra, and I don't know if I missed that much.
No, Jesus Christ! You actually got halfway through. Fuck that. No way, man. I love Richard Burton, but there are certain movies I'm not fucking watching. And that Cleopatra, that was just, I've seen clips. It's like I watched a Cecil B. DeMille film recently, or started it. Man, every Easter, Channel 8 would show fucking the Ten Commandments.
I can't bring myself to watch
it was a Sunday. Yeah, it was Easter Sunday. It's beautifully shot,
sure,
but I don't think it holds up as an art form. It's not like it's okay. It's not Birth of a Nation.
Right. But I know what you mean.
But it just doesn't. It's kind of like it's not. It's a spectacle, because once you get to Lean, like David, I'm a big David Lean fan. Once you get to Lean, it's that's how you do it. Okay, you have real dialogue. I mean, he's more like a novel than compared to say some like Coppola, and Scorsese, who I have a love-hate relationship with both of them really now in a little way, even though they're great artists. They tweak me a little bit now, but yeah, it's just like that. But the black and white movies, I mean, there's so many good. If you've never seen Casablanca, fucking watch it. It's probably what that
it holds up tremendously.
Oh my God. And I'm about to say this, Citizen Kane. People go, well, no, it's not as good. Yes, it is. He
It
invented him and um oh shit. His editor, the guy
oh
that
it's not come.
Robert Wise, who
Yeah,
becomes an Oscar-winning director himself. He helped edit that. Um, and when he, I mean, and Wise's movies are good. And he did everything. He did The Day the Earth Stood Still. He did Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Folks, get the director's cut with the new special effects.
it is actually better.
It's pretty.
It's not good to me, but it's better.
It's what Gene somehow Gene got what he wanted, which is kind
Which
of
is why he
highbrow science
never got
fiction.
another
Just
one he wanted.
yeah, no. But yeah, the black and whites are great, man. Citizen Kane, Casablanca. Just look at Bogey, man. And I did do a Bogey look for Bogey
Treasures of Sierra
films.
Madre is great.
Oh my God. Uh, what? Oh, African Queen. I watched
Yep.
that again. That's in color, but African Queen.
Oh,
Him and Hepburn together was like, wow. What's weirder, Hepburn and Wayne, which is
yeah.
Bruce Carburn's a good movie because it's like this should not work on any level. But I've seen a friend of hers talk about it, and she met Wayne, and she was like, that's what Wayne was her kind of man. Because she, Spencer Tracy was a little more rough and tumble than the characters he played. He
Hmm.
was, but they're great, and there's so many good ones. I even go back to I was looking at William Powell movies, like when he plays Philo Vance, a detective, and it's when he's in his 20s, and it's like, wait a minute, how old are what the fuck? Like he was in Hollywood 15 years before The Thin Man, and a star.
Oh,
And I watched The Thin Man last night.
uh,
It's a masterpiece.
yeah, absolute masterpiece. I was gonna, yeah, I think it was Agent 37, I think is one of them. I don't,
Yeah, I've
yeah,
started it. It's really good. He's like
yeah.
a man without a country, and it's a really good. I liked it.
Well, also, let's be clear. Being in your 20s in the 1930s, that is the equivalent of being 45 today. So,
Yeah, yeah. The Wilford Brimley effect. He's just
well,
say,
just for reference for that before we move on, the older cop from Beverly Hills, cop, he's my age. That dude still in that movie looks like he should be my father, not my contemporary.
yeah, yeah. And he passed away. What last this year? Didn't he
Yeah,
die? He did
like
right
this year or
after
last year,
Beverly
yeah,
Hills, the new Beverly Hills Cop came out. He
yeah,
got to see it premiere, and then he died a couple weeks
yeah.
later.
But again, that's just more of like, man, people shouldn't have cigarettes for breakfast.
Shit, my generation did that too.
I
You think
know.
about someone lighting up in a hospital, but you're watching Columbo. You couldn't have done that back then, but I used to walk. You could just walk around inside with a cigarette in your fucking mouth.
And well, in Jaws, which 50th anniversary in 2025, I saw it in theaters. Murray Hamilton, he's lighting up when they take the Brody boy into the hospital.
Yeah, did you see the? I'll just move on. I'll keep going on a sidetrack. So where are we at now? That was my
My
number eight. What
number
was your
8.
number eight?
Okay, so Hawkeye is in my top 10 Marvel characters.
All right.
Green Arrow is not in my top 30. I don't hate him, but
Okay.
you know, uh, being able to read all of Mike Grell's Green Arrow run was a blast early in this year.
Yeah.
It's like an 80 issue run. Now, he's not drawing all of it,
No,
unfortunately,
no, no. He does the
but
first half, right?
he
I've
does
just got the
basically.
omnibuses, so I haven't read it yet. So
Yep,
reread
so
it yet.
he does the Longbow Hunters, which I think is phenomenal, better than Dark Knight Returns, all that.
Oh fuck
That
yeah.
oh god, yeah. Then I believe it's Ed Hannigan takes over as the main artist for a good chunk of that.
That's not a bad thing if he's
It's
got a
not.
good inker.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I think the art's phenomenal. It's much more of a companion piece to like his John Sable freelance, and a lot of action stuff like that. So it is like good Sunday afternoon dad action movie for a lot of it. Like you'll still get a lot of Ollie doing politics because you kind of can't do Ollie post Danny O'Neill without doing some sort of politics. Now, does it wax and wane throughout the run? Sure, but it's still a really good run. And it's like you understand why everything post this run steals from it. Like the Arrow show steals from this run. The
Yeah.
Green Arrow on Smallville steals from this run.
Oh yeah.
If I guarantee, if they do something with if James Gunn's DC company does something with Green Arrow, it's going to steal something from this run. It's so like Ross just said, it's in like two omnibuses. Folks, get them.
Get them.
Absolutely get them.
They'll be out. They'll be out. The first one is coming out in the DC Finest.
Yep, get it,
Uh,
folks.
so wait. We got so sidetracked on this. I'm forgetting what your original link was. But yeah, get them.
Just Mike Grell's Green Arrow, Ross,
Mike
because
Grant. Okay,
I was able to get all of it together.
Dude. Yeah, if you're going to read anything Grell centric, say I give you here are the big three because this is how I found them. I would Legion, Green Lantern.
Yep.
So that's and third one would be Green Arrow. Him writing directing. Well, wait a minute.
I got a different five off the top of my head.
All right, let's just do a quick five real quick. Your five.
Okay, Legion, Warlord, uh, John Sable freelance, his Green Arrow, and then what's that fifth one gonna be? Yeah, I'll just it's no. Those are my top four off the top, but it's like you got to have your Warlord on there. I'm sorry, just
yeah. So let me think. Overall, I would say Green Arrow. His Green Arrow is his best. I think it's the best work he ever did. Then I would say, I would not, his Green Arrow. I would say I'd have to put John Sable too. This is harder than I think it, man, because his Legion's great, but it's not, it's not enough comics.
No. I mean, I've got a long box literally labeled Mike Grell. So, like, that tells you how much.
But Warlord, it's got to be Warlord, his Green Arrow. I can only have three that I really think are great because the other ones are short stints.
Shorter stuff, which is fine, but
but he could maintain. See, that's the thing about Grell is you look at those things. Sable ran for a good while for first.
Like 80 issues, I think.
Yeah, that's a long time at first, man, because it was up and down for them. It was a very macho company, though.
That is something where it's like, okay, this is very 1980s Macho Man.
Yeah, it is very much so, but it's not bad. It's not bad.
No, it actually holds up a lot better than you think it does.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to reading the Warlord, and I'm not mad about the paper stock.
No, anyone who's complaining about the paper stock doesn't freaking understand how comics should work. But that's an issue where I'm being the old man yelling at the cloud with you.
But I mean, and it's better paper. I'm watching poor Mario, and it's like, stop. You don't have to apologize. They're idiots.
Yeah,
they're said it without saying it, man. You were polite and go, yeah, some people have returned them. It's like, whatever. You're morons. That's the paper that color because that coloring looks lively and vibrant, but still, it's just a little brighter than what you're seeing on a floppy. Just probably brightness is the only difference.
I will like my omnibus is shipping to me. It should be here within the week, and I'll do a couple of compare and contrasts with
I'd
my
like
back
to see
issues.
it because there's some stuff I'm like, I don't remember it being that nice. So, but it's been a while since I've had the floppies in my hand. And the one in first issue special looked fine. It looked good. I think okay. I think for the most part, I just don't like recoloring unless you're doing an artist centric one and they're involved. Other than that, stop it. It was meant. It's like when they colorize movies. Well, he's wearing a green suit. Yes, because green suit in first charcoal gray. You fuckers. There was like they were shit was painted in gray tone pastels to be light color. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, the Addams Family house would that was pink when they filmed in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, people. The TARDIS console is green, so it shows up white.
Really?
That's why if you see some of them, it was painted green up until Baker's.
Okay, that makes sense.
They didn't. Yeah, Pertwee's was green. No, maybe he had a white one once he could fly in it again. But when he had it outside, it was great. It was the original console from the original TARDIS. Yeah, but that kind of thing. So yeah, don't recolor stuff. All right, so that was your number 8
for you.
All right, my number 7 is I actually love the fucking Hulk. Okay, folks, if you're following my reading, and that's all I kind of post nowadays, is I'm reading a lot of Silver Age, Marvel. Some has been joyous. Well, like some has been, oh, I like this better this time through, like Avengers. FF, I like that because I've read the very early stuff twice in the last 2 years, 3 years. Uh, I gave it a little more on the second time through. I was a little liked it a little bit more. And there's stuff I hate, but like Thor, I am stuck. I am stuck. I am so fucking stuck, and I'm so close to getting over that hump. But it just the first issue, the first part of any of those Journey into Mysteries is it's hit or miss. It used to be just miss. It was miss. There was some really bad stuff, and I don't want it. I know it gets good. I know there's going to be chunks of Kirby and Stan stuff that I like, and then Roy's. I'm going to like it until about the time I turned 18, when he'd start an arc and it was dry as shit. But there was something. I mean, but I'd read the first 6 issues of the Hulk. That's been reprinted. The Ditko stuff, and it was okay. And I read it on and off. But having bought the Omni and kind of gotten over that hump, there is a little. There is a reason it gets canceled and then comes back after the Justice League, fucking Avengers. It finds its own little world. I always joke why he's just basically being chased half the time. It's kind of like what if Kolchak the Night Stalker had run for 30 years. And I was surprised. And I really fell in love with Marie Severin's art. I talked about that on Fantastic Comics Fan. And I knew Marie after the fact. I knew she did. I didn't know she did a lot of superhero stuff. And did and the Hulk is good. And then I got to fucking Trimpe and John Severin inking it and Dan Adkins inking it. And it just, the stories are repetitive, yes, but I don't care. It's glorious to look at. This is top tier fucking comic artistry, and it's 1965, 66. And it's definitely the Trimpe, specifically, Marie's looks great. Ditko's version of him is weird, but it works for me. But Trimpe and his two and the inkers that he gets, mostly Adkins and Severin, is fucking gorgeous. And the coloring is good. So I know it's on glossy, it's a little more bright, but it just all the choices are spot on. Even though it's corny sometimes, it still works as an ongoing. It works, and I'm really, really loving it. I'm halfway through the second Omni already, and the third one's waiting. And then I think there's one more of Trimpe. I don't think it's Mantlo is soon. I think there'll be a fourth one, and then Mantlo stuff. And Mantlo stuff is with him and Sal, and I read that and I liked it. I remembered it. But I definitely Silver Age Hulk, man, so good, so good. It holds up better than most.
And I've probably mentioned this on the show before. On YouTube, SF Debris, he's been periodically doing a Hulk retrospective where he started with the beginning, and he's been going through the entire series. And it's one where it's like, from what you said, what I've seen on his show, it's like, maybe I should at least dip my toe into more of this era a little more, because it's like I like Hulk in little spurts. I don't know if I could read him month over month, but if I read an Omni or something.
I think you'd like it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm reading it because I read about 6 issues of one thing. It's just so I don't get bogged down in one thing. And it helps me think about stuff to talk about on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, it's really, I knew I was going to, because I've thumbed through these. I didn't read them as a kid. And the art's good, but the Hulk is probably stupid.
Right.
Fuck, it was wrong. I think it's probably FF Avengers, Hulk, Thor. Those are the ones I've started in the last since I started doing the podcast. Those four. Thor is 4, Avengers is 3, FF is 2, and Hulk is 1. I think, and I'm just saying that from their first issue till about 125, 150.
Right.
Because then there's another shift. I think that's kind of where early Silver Age and Bronze Age up until the middle of the Bronze Age, I would pick those 4. But see, I haven't read the Spider-Man. I haven't read the Iron Man. So who knows? But I put Hulk way above it. For the Silver Age stuff, definitely.
Sure.
Way. Oh my God, it stands writing it a little bit better. I like the backup characters, even though I know them as cliches now. Um, it's just a lot of fun. It's what comics should be. It's kind of like what I saw in the Flash when I went, wait a minute,
Mm-hmm.
this is beautiful and fun. I'm missing the point. All right, so what would your seven be?
Okay, so my number seven. So once again, I'm sometimes a very basic millennial child of the 90s and early aughts. I watched Dragon Ball Z a lot, but until this year, I had never actually read the original manga, and it was just kind of a blast seeing the slow train because there's no break in that series. Even though there are like hard genre shifts in it. It's just so fascinating to read and see kind of like what has clearly influenced Akira Toriyama at various points. Because at one point it's like, oh, he saw Terminator 2 and it's like, I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna do it in my style, but I'm gonna do that. And then it's like, oh, I'm running out of steam here, and this story's just really kind of going on, and I'm gonna wrap stuff up in a way that's like, but like the art just from beginning to end is just phenomenal, and again seeing the gradual changes to where at points it is very almost Kirby-esque in how like the technology looks a lot of the time.
Well,
The
that's cool.
the humor, like sometimes Japanese humor does not translate for me at all. In here a
Can be
lot
a
because a
little
lot
mean.
it can get a little mean, but here it's a lot of slapstick and
Oh, okay.
whatnot, so it works a lot better. um And again, just being able to read through all of it in one go was really kind of good to see. You see, like, oh man, I wish you had maybe not waited until the last minute, of which he admitted too many times of before writing a chapter. But just absolutely give it a shot, especially like I say, if you're me. Now the biggest problem is there's stuff that the anime had to do filler, and then what's in the manga, and unfortunately those two have already blended completely in my head, and I can't remember what happened in which, if you asked me.
Oh, oh
So
man, I've
number
never read
seven,
that side of stuff. What did we have in my house? It was well, we had Marine Boy and Speed Racer,
yep,
and then Battle of the Planets and Star Blazers.
yep,
Um, so, but I never read any Dragon Ball Z. And then for the first stuff Huey handed me was Lone Wolf and Cub, I think.
which I now have a full run of now, and
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, that's like the end. Okay, so 7A for me is that last volume of Lone Wolf and Cub, which is just essentially one gigantic
yeah, it's the fucking end of the fuck. It's so good.
it's
Is that
so
the
good
only
because
one you
it's
don't have?
no, I have that now. I have all of it, and it's just the best scene in that is because part of it is gathering the ninja army, and a lone wolf has to kill a ninja kid who came after him, and it's like I don't feel good about this. I hate the fact that I just had to kill a kid, but I had to kill this kid, and he's not happy about it. None of the other ninjas are happy about it, and the story ends with like this is the only way it could end. This is the only way this massive tragic arc could end. It's freaking phenomenal. So, folks, I know they're re-releasing that right now. I'm sure in the bigger format it looks even better. Get them.
Dude, I haven't even opened I bought it. I'm looking up on my bookshelf going, that just looked pretty up there. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and it's backwards, and like I
Oh,
had to learn with
yeah.
Vinland, you have to read it like that. The color pages on in there. Hugh, my brother Huey is texting me violently. Once I said are the pages color? And I looked and went, nope, they're not. It's never been reprinted in color in this country. And
Huh.
it's only the first couple pages
Uh,
of one out of every four.
right, right. I think that's
It's when
usually how
it's
they would do it. Yeah.
it's when it's turned to be the first story in the comic,
Yep.
the weeklies. Isn't that right? That's what it is, right? It's when
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
the
yeah, I think that's
cover,
what it
they
is.
get color
Because
and
with
they
the
take
Dragon
turns.
Ball, some of those are clearly in color, but they've been reprinted in black and white, and you
And it
can
looks
tell
like
that
it
it's
looks like
very different from how it
yeah, it's
usually
different from the
looks.
next page too. It's
Yep.
a little I don't mind, I don't care because it's
No, it's
gorgeous.
fine, but
Yeah.
it's
And
noticeable.
I've sold all my I still have one I didn't sell. I don't know what number it is, but I have one that didn't sell. But and I was surprised about which ones were expensive.
Well,
But I like what I would like to maybe read that, or I mean, I've read a lot of Astro Boy and that artist stuff because that for a year when I was running comic shops, that stuff was starting to come back out, and not the Americanized version that we had. Like
Right.
if you and that it's all in the same universe too. Like it's like kind of like what are the three that I love? Battleship Yamato, uh, Harlock, and the train one,
Oh, oh God, I know what you're.
Galaxy 999.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. That universe I could be in any generation, any reason, and I fucking have a good time. So,
Yep.
but I'd like to read the comics that are. I mean, because it's based. Some of it was a comic afterwards, and some of it was a comic before.
Right.
So I don't know enough about it to know. But yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like to read some of the Dragon Ball Z because I mean, just
Start with the very beginning where it's like the first volume is basically a bunch of Looney Tunes shorts with Journey to the West mixed into it, and after that it goes, it evolves into a martial arts, then
well,
it's
that's
like a
cool.
martial arts fantasy, then it just goes straight hard sci-fi, like
See, and that's kind of what I
hard.
see is like the you know the it I don't think it's because I didn't watch it, but whenever it's brought up on like TV or something, they really focus on that later stuff.
Oh, it's yeah, because that's what was first brought on as well, okay, Toonami, like it started with Dragon Ball Z, and it wasn't until years and years later where they on again, at least on Toonami, I'm sure if I was more of a anime nerd, I could have found it other ways, but blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So for Americans, yeah, we saw the hard sci-fi, more action-oriented stuff first, but it is honestly kind of those first couple of years where it's more fantasy and comedy, where
A
I
little
think
more
it's
fluid.
better paced for one.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try that out. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that. So we got some foreign comics in there.
Yeah.
No.
No,
So
granted, the most mainstream foreign comic
yeah,
I
but
could
still,
think,
we
but
have.
still.
Do I have no? Um, I had a British. I had a not American podcast. So my next one, my six is East of West.
Yep, great
I
series.
read the first book in the compendium. The first. I guess it's the first arc. It's about 25. It's a quarter of the book. I have not gone back because I needed to take a breath because I was doing nothing else but read it. It's Jonathan Hickman and Nick Gradata. Gradata. I'm saying
Nick
that wrong.
Dragotta, something like that.
Tragoda, yeah. But
He's doing absolute Batman. I know that
yeah,
right now.
and it's beautiful, and he's a great. But I think his art's better in this. It's
Yeah.
definitely it is beautiful. The world building is chef kiss, fucking amazing from the beginning. Hickman loves to world build. He is going to tell you, like even when he's doing a mainstream comic, he's going to tell you what the history of this comic is now,
Yep.
and it's important. So, and his runs on Avengers less so, but FF, it was like he turned the FFness of it as family up, but also turned the science fiction up a level or two.
Yep.
And I like it. I love it. I mean, I like his Avengers, but it is Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's really super spy. And then it gets a little big. It gets a little big, but this is, I will probably pull it out in the next couple of weeks. And because I'm just got a couple things I'm going to finish reading, but I think it's one of the best. It's one of those little finds. I mean, I found it late, but it's kind of like the Sixth Gun is to me, and Black Hammer, and a couple other things that I just randomly got turned on to in Image and Dark Horse. And now Dark Horse is putting out these long hardcovers, and I fell in love with Vinland, and the Vinland person does a science fiction one called Planets. And I got the first one from that, loving it. But
So
East of West is just beautiful. It is so because it builds the world and introduces all these players, and you think one person's going to be the most important, and then when it comes through to it and it ends, it's a cliffhanger, but the players are now placed to move. There's some big shit. Like I'll put you the last 4 issues, 4 or 5 issues of that first volume, that first part of the story, felt like the end of the first Godfather movie, where you're seeing the top five, the other five bosses get all whacked on the same day. And it's like, and then Michael just sitting down and he has become his father. And it's a fucking tragedy. And you're watching this, and it's just like, I don't know if you guys are any better than the people you want to fucking kill.
Okay, so I read this month to month from issue one. Holy shit, did I not need like the 6 month break in between that period and the next issue? Like, because I had to reread this series multiple times as it was coming out because it's so dense and there was so much coming out that I just needed to know what was.
I'm afraid to pick it back up and have no idea what's going on
Yeah.
and have to start over and just fuck it and read it straight through. It's beautiful. It's
Hmm.
beautiful. And it's out in an omnibus, folks. It's
That's the only way you should read it.
yeah.
Just read it in a compendium in not one sitting, but focus
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. And DC and Image put out the fattest compendiums. Because I'm looking at the GI Joe and the
Oh
Transformers,
God,
which
those
are
things are killer huge.
yeah. I'm gonna get Ken the third Transformer because it's a UK Transformer comics. The next two volumes are UK.
Oh wow,
But
okay.
that's fat. The Invincibles, it's they've now started to put them out in a hardcover now, a big edition. I'm like, you know what? The compendiums are great.
Yep.
They can stay. I love it. And I can't wait to read it. Now, this is something I will probably reread. I
Uh,
might get to
it,
the
it
end and go, shit, I need to start it over. It's kind of like it has that kind of drag to me. Like I need to jump back into it, and I want more people to talk about it because it's Hickman doing what Hickman does best. But since it's his own universe, you're not having to justify shit you don't like
hmm.
that he's doing with your character you love. Um, and shit, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
then
No.
give you new characters because I think it's FF, especially with the kids on the and them in the that shit was so good. Those little kids, Bentley and the two Moloids and Dragon Man is the Giles character. I keep hearing Anthony Stewart heads voice come out of Dragon Man, and I'm just like, fuck it, make Dragon Man a member of the team, right? Ben or somebody out.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
it's I would love it. I would love it. It's so good. All right. So what's your number six?
Okay, my number six. So we've talked, Kirby, you have a Bronze Age heart. You
Yes,
have,
you
yeah,
do.
very 1930s. My, so for the first half of this year, I went through and finally read in order all of Robert P. Parker's Spencer novels. He did 41 of these things
Jesus Christ, man.
from 1973 to 2013, where he died writing the last one. Um, again, kind of like with Drake, you can see the transit of him. The earlier novels are him, much more experimental and kind of doing a continuity. There's certain things you cannot start thinking about too hard because it's like he's 37 in the first novel, and in 2013 he still references being a Korean vet. Dude, you are not written to be a do the math on whatever that would be. It's
Oh
like,
my God.
yeah,
Come
but
on,
it's
brother.
like
Have a sliding timeline at least.
I know, and it's like, but don't think because over time, he develops a very wide, cast of characters, primarily in Boston. And okay, there is a point, especially in the last 10 or so novels, he kind of falls into a strict formula to where if I chop some of these books up and rearranged them, it would take you a little bit to notice. But the unfortunate part is like if you picked one of them up individually and just read it, you're gonna have a good mystery novel on your hands. And that's what these are at their best. They're very pulp. Uh, oh god, Mike Hammer. Updated for the late 20th century, even into the early 21st century books. It's well worth your time to give these a shot. You'll see where I know there was a TV show in the late 80s with Avery Brooks playing Hawk, and that's like one
And
perfect.
it was Mike Ulrich who played.
Mike, you're okay. Yep.
And he was good. He was
Yeah.
good. He had to stay a certain type of handsome. They had let
Yeah.
him like be a little gruffer. It'd been good, but he got it. It was
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the dying end of that format of detective show.
Yeah. This
But
is
what
these are books best read on a hot summer day with a cold can of beer. And I mean a cold can of beer specifically. I can't explain it beyond that, but that's what these books are
if
meant
you
to
had
be
been a
read
smoker,
as.
it'd been a cigarette in your
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Well, I got
the
you.
Spencer novels.
All right. Well, that'd be cool. I like to. probably get into that. I'm not. My brother Hugh is a huge detective fiction guy. Especially Hammett, Dashiell Hammett,
Yep.
and and I agree. I think like was talking about the Bogey movies. I'm gonna say this is Max Allan Collins has who I love as he did historical fiction detective stuff with Nathan Heller. I like him. The history nerd in me likes him, and the detective story because he's a hard boiled punch people in the face, and and him interacting with these people makes sense. Like the mob, he knows who Capone is, and he's had interactions with him, just like you stay away from my shit, I'll stay away from your shit, kind of thing. But I need some information from you because of this murder, blah blah blah. But Max Allan Collins, he always wanted to be a novelist, and he did comics. Miss Tree, he did a good run on Batman. There's a lot of he understood it, and he wrote the Dick Tracy's comic strip for probably over a decade.
Okay.
But he has jumped into he has his own Road to Perdition.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yep.
Road
Yep.
to Perdition, which is a great gangster 30s movie just shot in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a movie that would look wonderful in black and white.
Yep.
It would look wonderful. And I like it. I think the movie version of it is very good. I love the original stuff. But I just, I don't know why this tangent too, but there's that kind of thing about the detective, the Spencer. I get what you're saying with the Spencer stuff. I want to try some of it. And I was thinking maybe read like some Dashiell Hammett stuff. Because that's I just
It's
want to,
good.
but I don't think I like those. See, and I like the stories of the gruff PI.
Yep.
I love them. I know all of the shit you're seeing on TV comes from these people, but I've never read it. It's really because they just get ripping them off.
Oh, yeah, that's what these are. And it's one of those, my friend Anya, she was asking me, hey, would I like these? I'm like, oh, let's see. In the first book, he sleeps with a client, and then like two chapters later, he sleeps with her daughter. No, you would not like these books.
These people are not likable.
No.
I saw someone talking online one time about, my guys, they're the heroes. I said, who said they were heroes? If you're reading that book, he's not a hero. He's just less shitty than the guy next to him because everybody is shitty in these books.
Yeah.
Because but that's why they set him, the 30s is a great time for this stuff because everybody
Yep.
was down and out.
Yep.
So
It's like you're only a hero because you're not allowing your friend Hawk to not murder these guys in the streets.
yeah, yeah. And,
So what is your number 5, Ross?
my number 5 is just the level of DC's output when it comes to collected editions. This is all in my head, and I've talked about it. I think up to and during the beginning of the acquisition of Warner Brothers by Discovery, DC Comics was told print the regular and a limited, like don't go hog wild with putting out collections. Let's just focus on quality. Wait to see how the other shoe drops after a big merger. Did they buy us for just the movie verse and CNN, and we don't want to be in publishing, and they somewhat sell it off, which is all a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was happening once it settled down, and they were like, just be profitable, make a profit, and show the shareholders know that at least something's winning, even if it's a much smaller spoke in the wheel.
Right.
So, and I think it's incredible. And their mapping is better than Marvel's. Their price point to a middle finger to Marvel.
Oh,
it's like,
God, yeah.
It's a big middle finger going, thank you very much for being greedy little fucks. You thought you could charge whatever you want because you had no competition. We're putting out it as fast, if not faster, and in multiple formats, depending on, because we've done some homework watching near mint condition and shows like that to go, they like this group likes this is what they're saying, and this is what they've said about not knowing. We've heard what we've missed, because I think they went to Triangle era was one of the first thing they okayed at that point. Remember when the Deluge?
Yep.
It was that and the DC Finest mapping. I was like, or the JSA mapping and the compendium. It was like, okay, now I don't have to get the omnibus. There's no reason for me ever to buy an omnibus of the Justice Society. Because why? I think that will be a compendium only part of my collection. But it's choices. They've got me reading shit I would never read before. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And they're very. I don't understand why they did this with the Blue Beetle, where they couldn't have put some of the Golden Age
that
in
might have
front of
been a
that first
rights
Silver Age
thing.
one, or some of the later DC stuff after it. I get you. I get you. But that one was skinny, and those fucking Dan Garrett still Blue Beetle stories. Oh my God. I think I said about it. My brother was asking me about it, and I was like, does he like this artist? Because I'm going to say something. And he went, oh, did you like it or was it shit? And I said, okay, it's absolute garbage. He went, oh, good. That's what people told me. I was like, thank God.
Yeah,
Because it's some of the worst comic art I've ever seen.
it's terrible.
It's terrible. But that you've got it. I think they're embracing it. What order do you put for shelf nerds like me? It's like, oh,
Hmm.
people are putting them in your order. You could. I'm putting them by title, but I like that they're doing subsets. That there's a Western one, but there's going to be a Jonah Hex one most likely. There's a War one, but there's a Sergeant Rock one. There's a Superman. There's also a Superman family, which is all the Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane issues,
Hmm.
Supergirl, and Superboy. And I like that. And for the most part, for everything, it is in chronological. The reading order is chronological.
Yep.
They pick that in some volumes it works with,
Some
like
it
we said
doesn't.
earlier, and some that don't. But I think some of the I can't see any of my DC omnibuses because they're all in the shelf in there. But they've done some great stuff, man. I mean,
I
we've
love
got
my
two Secret Six, we got a Birds of Prey, and we've got Silver Suicide Squad in the second one coming out. We got two Triangle Eras. I'll let you go off because I've been rambling.
Oh yeah, no, no. It's like I was finally able to update, my Dead Man kind of crappy trades into a much fuller omnibus. Same with my Spectre. I was able to upgrade from the black and white, Showcase Presents. We finally have a complete collection of Sandman Mystery Theater for
Yeah,
God. Like
yeah.
I texted a buddy from college. I'm like, hey, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I know this is important to you. And he's like, fucking finally. God damn. It's like,
Yeah,
no, I still haven't finished that second companion because, like, oh, that's a series that I need to be in the right mood for.
yeah. I would like to read it. I just haven't. I've read some just for the podcast. Yeah. Oh, I know it's jumping. I mean, I'm liking some of the stuff they're covering. The Suicide Squad was solicited in that, and like we said, and they showed the mapping, and I like that Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, and Secret Six all had the same dress for the
Yes.
spine. It's the pictures of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. They're nice, and they're nice. The Birds of Prey now understand why you're bitching. Not Birds of Prey, Secret Six.
Yep.
They did it again with me and another something or other. But it's for the most part, they're really good. They're really good. They just announced the gap filler between Superman Exile and
Oh,
Triangle.
okay.
The
Nice.
race of
Okay.
Brainiac or something like that.
Is that up in no, never mind, never mind. Never mind. But
Yeah,
I
it's
know
I
what you're
don't
talking
know.
about.
Yeah, it sits right there.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, it's just great. It's a lot of good stuff. All right, what's your number five?
Okay, so I'm going to kind of keep with the literary, but this is actually a new book that came out this year. I'm pretty sure I recommended it before. It's Lies Weeping by Glenn Cook. This is the latest entry in his Black Company series. The prior one he had released was actually a prequel, or like took place between the first and second books. It was not very good at all. This one, Lies Weeping, picks up where the last chronological book left off, and it's like, oh, okay, this is a lot of fun. Where he took two of the new characters he introduced in those last few books, and now he handed them off to these two sisters to keep up the annals of the Black Company's history, and the two of the sisters being of a certain age, they're using what should be like the official history of the organization to basically just snipe back at each other, and like it's a dire, like it's dueling diary entries, but it's still keeping up a lot of the character and momentum, or character and characterizations momentum that was in the last that was in Soldiers Live, which to me it's like, okay, if this fantasy series had to end, it's like this is actually a really good, super bleak ending to a fantasy series. And yeah, folks, if you have not read the Black Company series by Glenn Cook. I highly, highly recommend it.
Cool. You
This
recommended one last year and I haven't listened. I'm gonna be the old man who listens to them on Audible or
that's
something.
like that might be the way to do it. Just a way to get yourself in the mood. Just put on Apocalypse Now, and you know, uh, while you're reading it or listening to it, and make sure you have Jimi Hendrix and CCR playing in your head while you're reading it, because that's kind of exactly
Okay.
what these series need to be read
Okay,
to.
they got a soundtrack to it. Like I like that. I'm not a big metalhead, but I love the soundtrack to like Supernatural because it's all the power metal and shit
Yeah.
like that. But it's also, that you find out one of them likes cheesy pop too. But no, I need to check out something new. I mean, I do it like doing Rendezvous with Rama because I'd never read it, and I like that kind of style is science fiction. I've not read a good fantasy or science fiction book in a long time that wasn't like very old and was very late to the game.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's been 5 years since the last Dresden Files book came out. It's coming out like in I think a couple weeks. So I'm looking forward to it. Some
I need to
fierce.
I need to let's do some of that. So hey, let's move on. My number four is I like horror comic books. I got the horror trade, DC Finest, and it's fucking great. These are 5-page little snippets. They're those great 5-page horror stories. I think horror than the science fiction works better,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a jump scare. Oh fuck, man, that dude did the wrong thing. Oh yes, he did. Look what's happened to him. Like reading a Spectre in the '70s adventure comics, where like, man, you're gonna die grisly, but how is it this time? Um, the format works in that. You're just reading it monthly because it doesn't matter. But you've got Bernie Wrightson, you've got Neil Adams, you've got these great, and you've got these writers like, oh, that's why Archie wrote Swamp. It did it, and Len and them. They wrote these things, and they're great. And then I got the Tomb of Dracula on this volume one. I wanted it because I love Night Force and I love other things that Wolfman. I like Wolfman, and my brother said Tomb of Dracula, and I'm like, well, I don't like monster comics, blah blah blah. I I had read specific issues in that. I remembered it, but not the whole thing. I understand why it is considered one of the best. It's a great comic, and it is probably the best thing that I think Marv's ever done. I think it is right. It and Night Force. That's his sweet spot.
Yep.
So I just love it, and I'm glad I got into it. But I think I'm going to keep getting the horror. I don't like. I may not get the science fiction one. I may pick and choose with that because I found that wasn't as it's just too
Sure.
kitsy, and there's a lot of kitsy '60s stuff, and not enough. It's more. We will be going out into space and be pilot the good colonizers or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And not the hey, great optimists we want to meet, not the Star Trek, but more Star Wars kind of thing. There's a lot, yeah, but and some of it's great. And I mean, I'm a big fan. A couple of years ago, the not werewolf, the man wolf. I bought when they finally collected all the man wolf solo stuff from DC Spotlight, Marvel Spotlight, and whatever else it was. Perez is one. It becomes a science fiction fantasy character. He's called the Star Lord or the Star. It's fucking beautiful, but odd. And they just put an action figure out of it. I want one. It's out now. It's like that would be the one I want. But they put that out, and then I was saying when I was reading Tomb of Dracula, and they had the werewolf crossover. I went and looked on the app, and they've got the Werewolf by Night, and that shit's fucking great. I'm like,
I gotta read
someone
that.
jumped into. I might have to read this because it is Mike Plug. And I don't know who writing it, but it's someone who wrote. I can't. I don't know, but
Is it Friedrich? I might be
it might
dead
be
wrong on
free.
that.
Yeah, it is Friedrich. Maybe that's what I'm going to like Mike Friedrich for, because I don't like some of his superheroes.
Sure.
So, but it's great. I like to know that I do like. There was part. I mean, and not just Swamp Thing, because Swamp Thing is horror ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's to me, it's more. I've always thought of him as a superhero, but no one else knew he existed, kind of thing. But now, maybe with the new mindset, because I've gone, oh, you've been stupid. You just haven't really given it time. Because I'll read it. If they put Werewolf by Night back out, I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'll probably I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's good. It's Mike Klug. It's good. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I've never knew I liked horror comic books. So no.
Yeah. So I just have two things to add to yours. One, by the time this episode comes out, the first episode of Magazines and Monsters with me and Billy talking about Creepy should be out. So
Awesome. Yeah,
again,
I'm looking forward to that.
yep. And two, between this number 4 for you, Ross, and number 10, all I'm hearing is a bunch of Kirby was right.
Yes. 4 through 10.
4 and 10 because it was like Barry Allen and then
Yeah.
the horror
I
comics. I'm like,
I almost I almost just made him Kirby was right 1 and 2, but or two. Well, yeah, just go on that. It's like, man, yeah, you definitely got me. So what's your
yeah.
number 4?
Okay, so my number 4, I'm gonna round out the literary corner because, hey, folks, I actually do read a lot of like books without pictures in them, uh, and that's the Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I like a lot of his uh, fantasy series, which again also dark. Which I'm not always a big fan of dark fantasy, but he does it in a way that works for me. But and especially in the Devils, where it clearly takes place in an alternate history Earth where werewolves and gnomes and vampires all exist. And it's like, this is taking place, if I remember right, like during the Crusades, but rather than it being against Muslims, it's against elves. So it does it in a way that's like respectful to the actual history of it.
Okay.
But again, it adds a lot of horror element, like just straight up horror elements, where one of our main characters is a werewolf, and it's like she needs to be contained. There is a reason every part of her body is tattooed of like dangerous, do not interact with, and it's a journey of this small group, and there's a lot of familiar fantasy trappings, a lot of familiar alternate history trappings, a lot of familiar horror trappings that made honestly to the best book I read this year, Devils by Joe Abercrombie.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. That sounds cool. I like it when you have worlds that are just slightly history because of magic or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Kurt Busiek and Carlos Pacheco's Aerosmiths is they're two trades. It's like that, but it's basically what if there was magic in the world, and like the United States of Cumbria, like in Cumbria, the old country that was part of England,
Yep.
in the old like Chaucer, not like pre-Viking time and stuff like that. It's really cool. But yeah, I like those. I might have to check that one out. I like shit like that. I really do. That's right up my groove for
Yep.
that kind of mix. That's why I like the Harry Potter movies at first when I first started
Yep.
watching, because it was like it was like a bleak 80s London. And
Yep.
yep. And then sometimes you'd see the things that like some of the fashions stopped in the 30s for the which, I
Yeah.
like that mix. I like that's
Yep.
cool.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. All right. So my number 3 is Paradise, the television show that I recommended it a couple times on the podcast while it was coming out, and so I could have some notes for you. It's produced by Dan Fogelman. It's our Sterling K. Brown, Julianne Nicholson, and James Marsden, and it's up for a bunch of awards. All three of their actors are up for some awards. It starts as a thriller. Something has happened. Sterling Brown is a Secret Service agent protecting the president. Juliana Nicholson she's like the Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all those guys rolled into one. And her Secret Service Kogart, I can't now blanking on, but she has a really messed her code name. Secret Service gives everybody nicknames, and hers is Sinatra. So, or the president. But it's got science fiction undertones. It is one that I will tell you nothing other. All you need to know is the president has been killed, and it is up to the Secret Service agent to find out who it is. And that's a good starting place. And then everything gets filled out all the way to the last scene of the series. And it is one of the, if they weren't doing a second season, which they are right now, they're filming it right now, it would be fine. It would sit there where Watchmen, the sequel to Watchmen, where Daniel Lindor,
Damon
Lindorf
Lindelof?
said, that's it. I don't have another story.
Yep.
That's my Watchmen story. Thank you. And leave. And it's great. I loved it. And I loved Paradise. And my buddy Ken and my wife kept, you got to watch it. And they were really adamant. And I was pretty good about if I saw a video on YouTube of it, I would avoid it. And once started, like it auto feed you one, I would block it. And I'm glad I did, because it was one of the best series I've ever seen. It's Battlestar Galactica miniseries good.
Nice. I'm gonna have to Paradise, right?
Yeah, Paradise. Yeah, it's well worth it. It's so good, so good. And James Marsden, man, he's really fucking good in it. And Juliana Nicholson is
Mhm.
fuck, man. I don't want to ever hit a woman, but her character, I want to fucking hit her. But I hate billionaires.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think so did the writers of Paradise.
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right, what's your number three?
Okay, so I guess I realized I was keeping with a little transition theme here. My number three is the movie Sinners, from this year, directed by Ryan Coogler, signed Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, amongst others. This is, uh, Ross, you've seen it too. It's a slightly classier From Dusk Till Dawn. Um,
Oh, it's a good one.
yeah,
Dusk Till Dawn's not really good.
I I kind of like whatever, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but it's like the downside of this movie is that it's like once the vampires show up, it's like you kind of like all the best stuff you've already kind of covered. Like I kind of would have been just cool if it was Michael B. Jordan killing the Klan in what
Yeah.
is the 1930s Mississippi. It's like yeah,
God,
give me
yeah.
that. It's the music's really good. It's well paced. The
How music is just so integral to the plot.
Yep.
It's
If there's
yeah.
and there's one thing I kind of go back and forth on is there's that scene that everyone knows of like all the music genres, mixing together from, past, present, future. The only thing in that scene is like I could have done without the twerking. That's the one bit that actually does pull me out. And maybe 10 years from now it won't pull me out as much because it's like, oh yeah, that was the style of the time. But
Yeah,
now it's
it
like,
was. It was
eh.
very,
Yeah.
I loved it.
But yeah, no,
I
I
think
loved
it's a
it.
master. If it, I really am rooting for it to win the Oscar. I think it is
I would
inventive,
like it to, but
and he needs to win the Oscar for Best Actor for playing both parts.
yeah, no, Michael, yeah, because he does it really, again, really well. We're at a point where we don't
You
need the
know who
split
the
screen.
different ones are.
Yeah,
You could
yeah, you're
tell.
never lost on
You're
that.
never lost. And I've
Uh,
had friends that were identical twins, and I could tell them apart because I was friends with them. But
right.
someone new to them wouldn't got it. But yeah, Sinners off. Yeah, my
Yeah.
wife watched it before me, and then we went. It was amazing.
Yep. Smoke and Stack, definitely the two brothers. Uh it makes one of my favorite Irish Celtic songs like really, really creepy. I'm like, good. That's the way to use that.
Oh my God, that guy, the head vampire.
Oh, so good.
It was so good. That's perfectly cast, all the different characters, and they spend time building to the. It's
The
about this
Dusk
group
Till
of
Dawn era.
this group of African Americans are taking a giant step in this community, and then
Hmm.
the fucking vampires fuck them all up.
Yep.
It's fucking yeah. It's really a tragedy, and the end credits thing is just oh my God. Do another one.
The problem with the end credit is that because it started, there were people who were leaving the theater, but it's like, no, there's like another 5 minutes. Don't do that.
Yeah. It's not. It's important. It's
Yeah,
important. Yeah.
don't do that. But other than so outside those tiny nitpicks, yeah, I hope Sinners, does well award wise. It deserves to. Only downside is like that came out earlier in the year, and people have short freaking memories when it comes to those
Yeah,
awards.
they do. And now with so many, yeah, they have 10. I think the 10 helps because it gets genre stuff a little closer to actually winning.
Yes,
So, all right. So my number two is Warren Zevon is finally inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Fuck you people that didn't vote for him decades ago
yep,
before he fucking died. Once you knew that he was dying, you should have done something about it
yep.
to make his family jump through hoops. You've put some shitty acts in there that I agree you should put in there. They're not Warren.
No,
And they put him in as an influence, and I'm fine with that. Is his stuff rock and roll? I think his stuff's rock and roll.
it's very rock and roll.
But I think they don't want to, they feel like him and Waits are their own monsters, and they're, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
Waits was
well,
in a long time ago.
yeah, again, I've been a Zevon fan for like 15, 20, no, 15 years at this point. It's like, God, he deserves so much earlier on. It's like, just look at the amount of people he has clearly influenced.
I
I
mean,
mean,
there's certain hits like, hold on, I pulled up some stuff because I wanted to.
things to do in Denver when you're dead.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah.
They gave the top 10 of his songs. I had Google search it. Like 10 is number Poor Pitiful Me,
Yep.
which is a huge hit for Linda Ronstadt. And I
Yep.
she can do Muhammad Radio,
Yep.
great song. Accidentally Like a Martyr. Oh my God. Excitable Boy, which is on the first Warren Zevon album my brother Bill gave me.
Oh, that's such a good
Carmelita,
Carmelita
that pops up in my Spotify
all the time.
rotation constantly, and I will be walking with earbuds from the bus stop to my house, and I will be singing that song along to it. And then the line comes about the heroine. It's a great song.
And I'm all
Keep
strong.
such
I'm
keep
sorry. I'm stopping myself from just starting singing the lyrics. Sorry,
I
Oscar.
know.
Continue.
So keep me in your heart, which is I've instructed Leslie that I want that played at my memorial service. It's a song that makes me cry every time I fucking hear it, and it's on that album he did right before he died.
Yeah.
Then it's Roland the Hound, Headless Thompson Gunner. There could be better songs than that, but I'm glad I get this high up there.
That's one of my favorites,
It is
honestly.
a really good one. Desperado Under the Eaves. Oh my God. It's so amazing. Lawyers, Guns, and Money, number
Yep,
two,
classic.
and then Werewolves of London, of course. But
Mr.
he
Bad
should have been in.
Example wasn't on
I
there.
love Warren.
Oh, that's a shit. I love Mr. Bad Example.
I do like
And
Mr. Bad Example. What's the one that's got Bugsy's in the thing?
oh, shoot. See, I'm just trying to think of some other one. The Hula Hula Boys, which is a really depressing song, but he sings the
Yeah.
hell out of it.
Oh God, the
Dirty
whole
Life and
album of
Times, another great
Frank's
one.
Wild Years.
Yep.
Um,
Am I right? Sacrificial.
or just the song
Oh,
Frank's
Hit
Wild Years.
Somebody. Jesus Christ.
Huh?
Like one of the best songs ever about hockey. Like legitimately.
I'm thinking there's folks, if you've ever emailed me, my email signature is Warren Zevon limit there, and it says there is no God, there is no devil, just God when he's drunk. And I full of that, that is my motto for this world. There is no devil, you know. Don't stop listening to these pious people. Just but Warren should have been in. And I this morning while I was prepping for this, the reel popped up on Instagram, and it was Dave doing his inductions. Dave Letterman inducting him in, and he
Yep.
talks about him giving the guitar and saying, "Hold on to this for me," and that David Letterman doesn't break surprises
I
me. But
saw that. I was
I
surprised.
bet he had to stow himself because his on stage performance and his personal persona are probably very different. That there is Dave when I'm on stage, and there is Dave when I'm with my friends, and he's talking about one of his dearest friends.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, finally, I just thought, for me, I'm not a big music. I mean, I like music, but I don't. I'm not always ingesting new music.
Right.
But Warren, it's my brother Bill turned me into Warren Zevon, Oingo Boingo, within about 2 months of each other, and I will for always be grateful. Always be grateful for both of those, because both Oingo Boingo, it was. I saw them live, man. It was a fucking fun show. Elfman could perform his ass off, and oof. All right. So let's. What's your number two?
Okay, so my number two, I am a huge, huge fan of the original run of King of the Hill. It's one of my all-time favorite shows. My dad, my brother, and I, we quote it to each other constantly. It's such a great like microscope into like the American life in a lot of ways. It's great character comedy, and it ended after 13 seasons in 2009. I said like, especially as we start getting more and more of these awful legacy sequels, I'm like, I never need to see it. It exists. It didn't overstay its welcome. It did exactly what it needed to. But I'll be damned if I was proved wrong. They brought it back this year for season 14. They did like a 9-year time jump, so characters have all aged, and they've done a good reflection of society without it being like eye rolly or cringy. It's the humor. They kept the humor there. All the characters, uh, are where they should be in such a way. The downside is the loss of a couple of the voice actors because the original Johnny Hardwick, who did Dale Gribble, died of a drug overdose and only recorded a couple episodes, and Toby Huss, who again, great voice actor, but you can tell that there's a difference from if you were to watch a season 14 to like a season 6. It's clearly not the same guy, but other than that, it's like I was proven wrong. I was happy to see my friends back and just done so well because there have been some other like seeing friends back. I'm like, ooh, Animaniacs, you guys should not have come back. This one, it's like, no, you guys are the right, right people for the right
Got to make the
time.
right choices.
Yeah,
I think everybody's doing these things sometimes. One example I have is was it whoever Chad, the actor, convincing Mel Brooks to do another History of the World part.
part
And
two.
I watched about 4 minutes of it and just went, this is terrible.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't.
cannot go on. And it's you should have just left it a fucking alone.
Yeah, well,
But
dragging Mel
I
Brooks.
like I've never watched King of Hill like intentionally. I'd be flipping
Sure.
channels and catch it on like TNT or something and then
Mhm.
sit there for 2 hours and watch it and get more and more engaged. I always liked the characters, that they were funny, and like the son being weird, but not in any way that's not
He,
like I felt I was at times. Like,
Bobby is one of the best representations of being a theater kid I think you'll ever see in TV.
yeah.
And
Oh, I
it's
loved it because the more he got to that, it was like, oh, I feel sorry for him. I was that awkward fucker.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a
And
good
again, the
one.
show does a good job of like, Hank wasn't always the best dad, but uh, in the show originally run, he learned a little bit more. And as again, there's a 9-year time jump. It's like he's learned to be much more accepting and all of this of his, the world in general of how things have changed. And it's like, okay, some things are different than how I was used to, but that's not a bad thing.
No, no.
So yeah, King of the Hill season 4. I believe there is a another season planned. Again, I'll just mention, yeah, the series was premiered with a horrible tragedy where John, the voice actor for John Redcorn, who I'm completely spacing on his name, I feel terrible, was murdered by a neighbor in a hate crime, and fuck that guy, the murderer eternally for that. Great actor, he'll be
So did they
missed.
kill off the character?
No, because the character actually appeared in this. Like
He had already recorded his stuff.
he had already recorded his stuff. It wasn't a big role, but you know, it was the thing. And also they did Toby Huss, did Con Super News and Phone, so they got a actual Asian actor to play him in this new season. And it's one of those. He does a fine. The new actor does a fine job. But it's also one of those in my head. I understand why you did it, but it's not the same voice. But that's a thing I can get over.
I'm gonna probably jump in and see it because I've seen the trailers and stuff and saw that they aged everybody on them. See, like Bobby, a confident adult. Is he a
Yeah, he's
confident? He's
21.
selling
He's
these stuff.
running a restaurant.
Okay, cool. Make him
I
successful. I like that.
yeah.
All right. So I was thinking where we would overlap, and I think we're going to overlap only on the one episode. Because last year you had Ghost Machine. I mentioned it, and then you said that was your number two or something.
That was my number one last year.
That was
Yep.
your number one. Yeah. So that was kind of cool. Uh, my number one was Superman movie.
That okay, my number one, I expanded that to the Summer of Superman, just so I could also include like the Treasury they released,
They
all of
did. I've been reading a lot of Superman comics. I will say that, yeah, because
yeah, and
I think the Superman movie is this is what I needed to see
yep,
as the comic that he is. This guy, he's him and Ma and Pa are real people that live in the middle of this fucking country that are by nature maybe not liberal or conservative. They're just common sense people that all think that Clark didn't need a video to justify what he wanted to be. There's just that there's an undercurrent in the movie of that he is the person he is because of Ma and Pa.
yep,
And he was just reflecting their values as parents, assuming his birth parents would be of the same grain, and they end up not being.
right,
But I think this country could use this. This is what it means to be an American.
yep. It's being good just for the sake of being good to one another.
Yeah, it is. And Gunn does this amazing job of making it lighthearted,
Hmm.
fun, little wink, wink back at the audience.
But not
Doesn't
too
take
much.
itself too seriously.
Nope.
You're not afraid to tell a joke like, you can build a flying saucer, but you can't invent a car door that opens up. Because I'm working on it. Like it's hard. That's the hard thing in tech for me. So you just all those things we talked about it because we covered it twice really. We both
Yeah.
gave our and then we did the commentary. I think it's the best superhero movie probably right now. It's the only one I really want to watch.
Yeah.
I love the new Fantastic Four. I think they made the perfect choices of putting it on a parallel universe and having it set plus in the 60s because updating that origin is fucking impossible. Don't try. But
Yeah.
this is what we want. And so all these people were go anti-woke. It's not woke, you fuckers. And you don't even know what that word means. Fucking
Well, that
Google
word's
it.
lost meaning. All
Yeah.
meaning.
So, and it has no meaning now because you pissed it away. Just be nice to each other.
Yeah.
Look at this, man. And I think he puts when Paul is talking about the burrito place,
Yep.
there's a reason he did that. That's not just because I like burritos and I know a guy named Carla. He wanted to show that Pa is friend with a
Yep.
immigrant, and that they're family friends, that they are part of their family.
Mm-hmm.
We went to that burrito place. It was as good as it was, but and it just, my favorite scene in that movie is Pa and him on the bench. Fucking choke up every time, man. I watched it again for the commentary. I had to pause because I thought of my dad a little bit. I got a little sad for a minute. Went, no, no, no. This movie, it's chef kiss good.
Yep. Yeah. We've talked the movie. So again, like the Treasury that came out, this huge monstrosity. I think it's sitting on my bookshelf, like on laying flat, because that's the only way I can keep it. But
So
it
is
was
it just it's just a square bound like my
hold
Legion
on. Let
is?
me see if I can find it real quick. Ross, you just talk for another sec.
Yeah, because I will talk about. I love all the stuff that's going on in the Superman books. I have issues with the Superman books. Like I don't like what they've done with Jonathan, but so all right. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
this thing
Kirby's
is
got it.
like
Then I'm gonna have to tell what I just said.
this thing is, it's like a
Is it a
foot and
is it a is it a traditional stapled version?
yeah, it's a staple here. Let me
Oh, okay. I thought it was square bound.
no, this thing has staples in it.
Is
It
it as
has
big as a treasury or bigger?
perfect question. As I grab my Legion trip. So for size comparison,
They're about the same size.
yep, hold it, so folks. One sec, I just got to put my headphones back on.
Should take that as a screenshot of you with the
Yep,
headphones on
dang it.
backwards.
There we go.
All right. So
All
let's
right.
see. What folks, this is really exciting on audio, but yeah, he's showing.
Yeah, I'm sure these are both treasuries. It's almost bigger than the treasury format, but it's the first like new, call it treasury. Oh, well, it says Superman Treasury 2025.
Yeah, I'm
Hero for
surprised it could
all.
because Marvel had done had one. There's a copyright infringement. Like one of them can't use it, and they call it something else.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's great. I might, but that's just the issue. What is that? The Superman.
Yeah, so like this is just a one shot. It was written by writer Josh. No, wait. Yeah, written by Dan Jurgens, art by Bruno Redondo. It's great, and again, the movie in general just got me wanting to read and buy more and more Superman. And folks, I'll be saying like in 2026, I'll be going through a huge Superman read, and it isn't not totally because of the movie, but the movie definitely helped spur that
Yeah,
along. So
I think last year we talked about it. I had it as I
the
think it was
teaser
in
was
one of
my
my.
number 10, if I remember right.
Yeah, the Superman teaser. Yes, that was your number 10. That was, but I mean, we talked about how good one of us talked about how good DC had gotten. Wade, it was number 4, Mark Wade, and it was more over what he was doing, leading the change and the upgrading. And for the most part, I think that's been great. And I've liked Superman. I'm digging the Joshua Williamson one.
Yep, I'm reading Superman in action right now.
Action, why now that it's about there's
Superboy.
Superboy again. Spot on.
Yep.
I stopped getting Dan slots.
Yeah, that one you can pass on.
Yeah, I read. I like some Dan slot, but I've realized I don't like it waiting issue to issue, and
No.
I don't. It just I think he doesn't have an idea. I just don't think he had a really good idea because I don't get the gold thing. I
No.
think the whole KO thing is I'm enjoying the individual issues,
It's
but
not
it's really convoluted fucking rules.
yeah, especially for what it should just be for what at its core is just a popcorn crossover
It's just going to
idea.
take too long. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it, but for the most part, I'm enjoying issue by issue. That
Yeah.
certain artists doing some stuff, and some more than others. I think the kind of one that I really liked more was one of the, like, not Aquaman, but one of the ones that didn't have its own book. It was in a Titans book or something, and I liked it. But it's okay. But I think overall the Superman stuff is the stuff that Joshua Williamson is doing, because he got to do Superman against the Legion of Darkseid. And it wasn't more than 3 issues. It brought a character back that everybody hates to hate.
I'm surprised. Wow, someone thought to bring Superboy Prime back. And it's done in a way where it's like, I never need to see that character after Legion of Three Worlds. But it's like, okay, this is.
I'm actually gonna want to know when he's gonna turn on him. But if this is a redemption arc for him, Williamson is going to be writing the Legion of Superheroes.
And I'm very cautiously optimistic.
I'm very optimistic.
I've just got my heart broken.
Don't put Superboy Prime in it. Please don't do it. I'm begging you. It'll start a shit show that will never end. Even if it's good, just don't do it. It will just lead to a vicious shit show that no one needs. That's just me being paranoid of it. But I think he's a good choice.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's better than the last choice.
We know which one it's going to be. I have a feeling it's going to just be
retro.
The Levitts
with XS and probably hopefully Gates mixed in.
I really think it's going to be that Legion, the original Legion at the end of Legion of Three Worlds. Yeah, so I'm fine with that. Just you can tell you can randomly every so many issues do an origin of a character again, like Levitz and them would do. It's Levitz Kiffin, man, they really knew that method they had worked.
Yep.
I mean, I knew people never read that book Legion till that era, and they caught up real fast.
Yep.
So I'm optimistic, but because I think the Superman line, I think for the most part, Wade's stuff has been really, really good. The stuff I'm liking in the KO really is the Justice League stuff.
Oh, with the terrific stuff,
Mr. Terrific leading 10 heroes all of them from different timelines.
Which has been a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun. I was getting kind of bored with the unlimited because there was too many people.
And I think that you and I just talked about this over text. One thing that I would like Unlimited to do is like, okay, you have Wade tell the main story, but give a writer and artist, okay, the editor, I'm gonna pull 4 to 6 names out of a hat. You have to tell a beginning, middle, and end in only 8 pages. I'm sorry, like The Lost, I don't think most modern writers could do it. And it's like, that's a good learning tool, is tell an 8-page story. You can do it. It's not hard.
You can do it. It's because I have a problem with all the teams having so many. I'm just old. It's like when I started reading comics, there weren't that many Avengers. Now there's a fuck ton of them. X-Men, there were only like 8 or 9. Oh, now they're 10. Oh,
now they're a nation.
Yeah. And like Aaron does it with it. Morrison did it with his Justice League, where I think it works because everybody on the planet became a hero for a day.
Yep.
But FF has still got it kind of under control.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're backup teams.
Yeah, but
but it's the thing that everybody's in it. It's like my ADHD that I had as a kid is I wanted to know every member of the Avengers and be able to recite it or tell you in order, have it memorized. I was that nerdy kid, and he's still in there going, dude, it's my fault you're reading this shit. Come on, do it my way. But I think with DC right now, I mean, I literally texted Pat and said, take me off of all Marvel comics. I'm not gonna. I got to cut back my spending, and DC. At least I'm getting what I want.
Yep.
And they'll run Aquaman for 10 issues. I'm glad I got it. New Gods is done with 12. I'm glad. I would like to do an episode of it, but I want to read it in order.
I need to read it in order
because it was
thick.
It was beautiful, and it was you had to put in an effort.
Yep.
But it's worth it. So I like what they're doing at DC very much, and I don't know what they're doing at Marvel.
I think Marvel is at a point where it's like they were resting on their laurels a little too much, and it finally caught up.
They're still thinking they're resting on laurels because they don't. I cannot believe Marvel's making more money than DC is right now.
It makes no sense.
It would make no sense. The X-Men books, even the X-Men fans are, oh, it's an age of thing. What do you simplify it? It's the whole thing about, like there are too many. There's so much continuity. Just don't get rid of it. Just for a while, don't mention it. Try
Yeah,
to do things. Yeah.
just do an action story. Just have Colossus and Nightcrawler have to do X. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a bad.
Those type of team ups. Yeah. Because one of my favorite DC comics right now is Cheetah and Cheshire Rob the JLA.
Mhm.
It's Greg Rucka and Nicholas Scott.
Good
Okay,
team.
it's
That's a real good
fucking
team.
genius. It's so fucking good. It's so and Cheshire Cat, Speedy's fucking fifth grade daughter is part of their Ocean's 11 kind of team they put together, and so is the little boy the white guy get the on the magic. He's the magic kid in Seven Soldiers of Victory, the modern one.
Clarion.
Clarion. Clarion
Okay,
the Witch Boy.
I'm gonna have to get this trade when it comes out.
It you it's basically you're watching an Ocean 11's movie with all these bad guys, and they're all just doing it because they need some money.
Yeah,
They're not. There's no revenge. It's just let's rob. There's and what they're robbing, I'm not going to tell you. But so Cheshire's in on it. Um, it's good. It's really good. Um, but it's well worth it. But yeah, they're just doing so good. What do you think of the Superboy in action? Because I want to talk about that one.
okay, one sec. I think well, I've just as I've gotten older, I'm like, no, Superman needs to have been Superboy, and I think Wade is doing it the exact right way, where it's like he's people's it's him learning lessons, not just with his powers, but of like morality lessons, and I don't feel it's ever too
How did he
heavy-handed.
did it? Yeah, it's like how him just in the Silver Age or whatever, the Golden Age when Superboy was first invented, he just was perfect at it from the get-go because they don't have
Nope.
time to explain he had to learn because you're just one and done. He's got to save the day. He's got to
Yep.
solve a simple mystery,
Yep.
you know,
It- it-
or whatever the plot in the Golden Age or Silver Age comics were before uh, they they realized the audience was changing. Um, because I get a feeling of that Golden Age-ness to this, that he is a kid and this is a wholesome adventure, and the stuff in the thing that there are good grown-ups and there are bad
bad.
grown-ups.
Yep.
It's got that 50s sensibility of whatever mystery. I love that they brought Captain Comet in
That
to
was
be his
really cool.
mentor. It worked. That there are going to be more stories, whatever. I think that's fucking genius. And it is the best way to reintroduce Superboy. And basically, Wade. Is this who's writing? Is it Wade?
It's Wade.
It's
It's
Wade. Okay.
Wade.
Because I want to say, before he started doing the Superboy stuff, I was kind of like, what are you going to be doing?
Right.
But Williamson's got Superman for the most part,
Yep.
and Slott's got him for whatever.
12
Um,
issues.
yeah, whatever. But then there's this that it's a modern way of telling Superboy in a wholesome, neutral. We're not worried about big picture, good and bad. We're really
Right.
more this kid learning how he becomes Superman.
Like,
And I'm hoping the same Superman that we see in the Superman movie, and I feel that Williamson and them are doing in the comic.
yep.
He's got a bigger family to lean on, and he's the elder statesman of superheroes. He's got,
Yep.
he's the one they all turn to. But I like to see that Superboy. He was vulnerable. He's a kid. It's great. It's great.
It's a definitely a new run you could give to like a 12-year-old and like, yeah, no, just
It wouldn't insult their intelligence.
no.
Yeah, you wouldn't be talking down to them. And I think that's a big problem with. I think when they've tried to do kid books
Yep.
and they failed, like when Marvel tried to copy Richie Rich,
Oh, yeah.
the Star Comics. Heathcliff was okay, but the rest was pretty terrible. I mean, I think there should be. I think they do young age comics. I think they do it more through
The
graphic
digital.
novels.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
and that too. Yep.
yes, and the ones that get on the Scholastic book thing, it's good for them. Matthew Dow Smith, his books are fucking amazing, and I hope they're on the Scholastic list, Matthew, because they're fucking amazing, and I read them as an adult. He did the October Girl Volume 1, and the other is blanking on it. I hate it. But it's all, basically all the horror characters from DC when they're kids, like eighth and ninth graders in a summer camp at the library.
Oh, I'll
And
have
their
to check that
chief
one out.
counselor is the Phantom Stranger. And he's like 14. It's fucking amazing. It's basically it's a Buffy episode. What if Buffy and the gang were stuck in the school? Um, but it's them over their summer break. It's genius, and it's so much fun. You could read it in a sitting, take about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's beautiful. It's beautifully drawn, and it is a love letter to comic characters, and it's such a unique way. I'm so glad DC said yes to let him do it because it's worth it. It is so worth it. All right. Okay. Well, folks, that's our top 10. I hope you had this was a good mix. I like this. This was a good mix of things.
Yep.
I'm glad you were the literary one because I was so comic heavy. I was looking like a moron. I thought, but I really didn't. I'm listening. Probably Arthur C. Clarke will come up next year because I have a feeling I'm just going to start listening to all of his stuff on Audible.
Oh,
Because
that's
I
gonna be a
liked
good
it. I
time.
read the Foundation. I read the Foundation and the iRobot. Well, I didn't read the iRobot. I read the Foundation novels because that old roommate turned me on to them, and they were dry as shit. And I read the bunch of them. I don't mind dry. I like Harry Turtledove for the most part on his alternate history. It can be a slog because it's dry.
Yeah.
So, do I have a recommendation? I'm gonna do recommendations going into New Year. My thing is I'm going to try to buy more not superhero stuff. I want to kind of start getting at least 4 or 5 of the collections that are non-super oriented comics. Whether it be, if they do, I'm really looking for a Jonah Hex omnibus that
A
is a
good Jonah
Western.
Hex omnibus.
Yeah, not the one. I'll read. I'm not going to buy the one they got out because you said it's kind of iffy. So I'm going to read it on the app if I read it. But I would like
That's the
them to
way.
do the early stuff. I would like something like that. I would like, I'd like for other people to get the Phantom Stranger because that mapping is on that giant omnibuses. That would be 4 DC finest.
I need to either find the Omni or wait for them to do the
You can get the
DC
Omni
finest
pretty
because
cheap.
I've got them in black and
used to.
white, but I want to update.
It's fucking gorgeous, especially the 50s shit, man. It's really pretty. The stories are just odd, but they're pretty. That's mine. I would like to at least get more non-superhero, and I like some of it because I have like Colin Bunn, I never liked him. Now I like Sixth Gun. And I do Black Hammer. That's a superhero. But there's there's gotta be something. It's gotta be something. They're doing another not top 10, they're doing a second Tom Strong compendium. There's enough stuff to do a second one.
Oh wow, I didn't know
It's
that.
not more.
Right.
It's like Sprouse and them afterwards.
Okay.
So it's a lot of that. There's more of that shit than we thought. But anything. I would just like it. I like it to be from. I'd like to have someone I've never read before. Try to find one of those. I'd never really read any Colin Bunn. Hell, I'd never read who knew Jeff Lemire was before I read the first issue of Black Hammer. So I want to find something new and non-superhero. All right, Kirby, do you have something?
Sure. Well, just to piggyback off yours, hey DC, do a like Captain Carrot compendium or something, just so don't have to, just to satisfy my ego. I'm largely joking, but not really.
No, God, I think there are more people out there that would admit publicly that they want a complete Captain Carrot.
Yeah.
Right. I want it. I had it. I enjoyed it. It's a great kids comic. It works. There's enough little things for you to titter at as a grown up. Like, oh, look, this is that characterization, blah, blah, blah. It's great. But imagine what an All-Star Comics Volume 1 omnibus and that coming out and the Arion or the Arax stuff.
That'd be good.
Arax kind of good. I liked it.
Yep. But my recommendation, it's going to be Solo Avengers / Avengers Spotlight. Avengers Spotlight is the better name for that title. I'm sorry.
Yes, it is.
A lot of it's Tom DeFalco doing a lot of like 80s action with Hawkeye, and that's just kind of what, especially as I'm sick, I'm like I can't do anything super heavy. but I can do this, and this is exactly kind of what I'm looking for. Like the first story arc would be a great 95-minute Hawkeye movie, just as he's, world
Did you
hopping.
send that to me in a text one or something? Because
I think I just
I
said
saw
that on
you were
Blue
reading
Sky.
it and I jumped in reading it. It was like, oh shit, Kirby is so fucking right.
Yeah, no, again, Kirby is always right. But yeah,
Yeah,
no, and a lot of the backups are actually really solid as they're
they are.
jumping. There've been a couple recurring ones, which is good. I like Moondragon. I like. I think.
And what they did they give Moondragon? I forgot. See, I'm reading this stuff and I don't remember reading it. I thought I just got it with assuming it was shitty. But I've read some of the Hawkeye and some of these, and for the most part, it's the quality makes it to the end, I think. But
Yeah.
it was way better than I remembered it.
Yep.
I mean, I enjoyed the fuck out of it. Excuse me.
Yeah. I just highly recommend. Uh, I think
It's
it's in Hawkeye Epic Collection Volume
two and three,
2, 2
two
and
and
3. Yeah,
three.
because I need to get 3. I think they just
Three
came
just came
out.
out, yeah, because
Yeah.
they did
So,
four, which is jumps to after I don't what event, and
something.
then the some of the goods. They're not the stuff that's in the modern Epic Volume One is might be right up before the Fraction. Aha.
Okay. And I still need to read the Fraction Aha era. I really
Oh
do.
God, dude, I haven't read it either. I've read it issues of it and stuff like that, but I have not. I you know what I mean. I I read that first Hawkeye, and that's I was I appreciate it, but that first third of it, I've read a bunch. Not the I read his first appearance, not his second and third in suspense that often.
Right.
But and they picked like three really short Avengers things to get you to the next time.
Yep.
Like, and so you're not as surprised when his brother, like, you have to see his brother being introduced.
Yep.
You have to see something about him as swordsman,
Yep.
so they picked those.
Uh, and in the first epic, they also gave you like the first Mockingbird appearance, which was in
Oh,
black and
that was
white.
neat.
That was really cool, and I'm
I
glad they
never read
include.
that stuff. I knew about it. It was
No,
always that little thing in the editor's box.
yeah, and it's like, oh,
What?
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was
And
like,
I thought I was reading, I'm up 12 issues in, and I'm like, when this is way better than I thought it was. I like it. It really has a West Coast Avengers
tone.
feel of it.
Yeah.
Because the two Avenger books had very different feels.
Mm-hmm.
The Stern John Buscema was where the world builders, and the crime fighters was the West Coast, and they were a little more laid back. And Al Milgrom, who is an underrated comic book artist,
Big time.
but he's a good editor. His Captain Marvel was awesome when he drew it. He took over. He did some after he's done it. His West Coast Avengers, man, that Englehart run, him and Englehart were rock and rolling on that. That thing was perfection. It's one of my favorite event runs of Avengers. And again, it had that nice balance of soap opera. I have control over these characters, so I can do something.
Yep.
There was no one in that team other than Iron Man. Iron Man, and it was Rhodey for a while, and then it was him. And he could editorial do you need me not to have him in my book? No,
Right.
but you got to make a reference to this, that if to anything, because it all works. I do love that Iron Man. And I like that Iron Man because I like, that thing. But it's also an era of Hawkeye that I think
He
it's one of his better eras.
yeah, it's him finally kind of getting over the imposter syndrome he has because he's
Yes,
got it bad for a while.
it got old, and that
Yeah.
he leads that team, and then he leaves, and then he leads the Thunderbolts, and he goes, I'm the appropriate person to lead you at this moment. Who
Yep.
the fuck are you? You know the fuck I am, and I know who the fuck you are. So I love him in Thunderbolts. That he just
Such a
fucking
good.
he comes in and decides. It was so Silver Age. It was so fucking Silver Age. It was like DC Silver Age, Kurt. It was really. But I love Kurt Busiek. Kurt Busiek and Clark really understand Hawkeye really well, and Mad Fraction does.
Yep.
So it's awesome.
Yep. Well, just before we wrap up, I was looking through some old. I think I found scrolling through my phone. I found an old image I must have shared online. It's like It's Hawkeye is surrounded by, he's like, I can't help you all. I'm not perfect. I'm not Captain America. And I'm like, oh wow, this is all of Hawkeye's personality in one panel.
Yeah. Oh, it's where he goes right before he dies. I
Yeah.
think it's.
Oh no, no, it's somewhere I think in the Busick Avengers run. So it's
Oh shit. You don't.
I'll have to find it.
Yeah, but I mean, I would just the lineup has been pseudo stagnant. It's just been uninteresting as shit.
You need to
Uh,
you need Avengers really needs to have at least one or two like characters like why is Justice and Firestar on the Avengers? Because Busick needs to work with some new people.
well, I mean, I really, and it's younger to have younger talent, to have
Yeah,
someone
in
younger
that.
than them being because a legacy having them have legacy idea or teaching new ones. You got you. I mean, because I think McKay has written a very something that when you read it in an omnibus reads very well or pretty good. I'm gonna say pretty good. If
Yeah.
you get me past pretty good, that's a win. Um, and I may read it in its succession because 800 is his last issue. So Legacy, I should have just waited it out. I'm gonna read the Bendis, but I'm gonna read it on the fucking app
Yep.
because I don't trust him.
Nope.
I do. I think he is capable of doing great work. I'd like to see him fucking do it again. And
He's
that's just
capable
me
of
because
doing
it's like it frustrates me because I want to love it because certain powers, Ultimate Spider, his fucking Jessica Jones and shit, his Daredevil. I mean, it's really good. He understands it.
so with the exception of Daredevil, I think Bendis is really good when it's his own characters. And I'll include Ultimate Spider-Man in that because
Yeah.
he
Oh, yeah.
did.
That's his universe. Yeah.
That's his universe. But it's like as soon as he touches main, ongoing stuff, that's where he fucks it up. He fucked up Superman. He, you know, he screwed up a lot.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. That they need to DH Jonathan.
They still do.
Let me write one comic. I will fucking.
I'll take the
I'll.
bullet. I will take the bullet.
Yeah. No. What would the bullet be? Because I think he's. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anybody who likes it, but everybody I'm talking to is over. You know,
It, it,
most of them are old or
yeah,
and I
and
just fell in love with the character. I still have so much more to read. I'm also
yeah.
terrified. I don't want to. If I get near the end, I'm not going to read the ending. I'm just not going to read the ending because it will be too painful.
Luckily, I don't think in those collections that I've recommended they'll have that shit. It'll like, oh, he's still a kid, and again, as far as Kirby's brain is concerned, he's still that.
Yeah, it really pisses me off. It
Yeah.
makes me madder with every fucking. These Superman books are fucking great.
But it's like, oh, how are we gonna fix John Kent? Let's make him a bland version of his dad. Thanks, Dan Slott.
Yeah, and man, oh yeah, now he's got a boyfriend. It's like, why didn't you? I would rather see the kid become aware of who he is
Yeah,
as a fucking kid.
yeah. And that's why I
You want
don't
to
think
make it a
DHing him is a
story, make it
problem.
part of his journey. Is
Yeah,
because everybody when they're a kid needs the person I was at 25 or 30 or 40. When I go, what was my viewpoint of my where I would be?
right.
And every time it's like not there,
Yep.
but it's where you ended up. But yeah, I would like to see that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Um, and they pissed it away. I
Yeah, they
think
sure
giving
did.
it to Bendis,
And
I had a real hard time. I really jumped on right at the end of that
yeah,
because I wanted to read Superman, but it wasn't until this 2025 that they actually went, oh, I was reading them, but
right.
they weren't sticking.
And for the John Kent, I'm just gonna say, I think I've really Tom Taylor has written stuff I've liked, but I think my problem with him, I've realized is he writes to trend on social media, and that's a problem for me.
See, I'm reading all this stuff out of order and out of time because
Yeah.
I haven't read, I've got his Nightwing because I'm interested in that. That Nightwing was popular. Why? Um,
I think it was more. I think honestly, for me, it's like the way some older Nightwing fans have described. It's like he writes him like a Tumblr fan fiction version of Nightwing, and that works on social media.
I wouldn't say that. I'll have to read it.
Yeah,
How he
you'll have
writes
to let
it.
me know. I could be dead wrong.
Because I
I could be
mean,
dead wrong because
because
I'm
they're
before that
different.
second
I
book.
like the Chuck Dixon fucking Robin
Yeah.
and this whoever in Scott McDaniel is that. I guess that's it. I can't say. I would have to get up.
I'm not sure
And
off the
I'm
top of my head.
blanking, and I don't think it's Hama who's writing it. with Nicholas Scott. I'm blanking on it, but not Nicholas Scott. Scott McDaniels. I love that era. I mean, I really love that era. It's really good. I don't know what the third. I'm getting to a point where I haven't read it. You know, because it's about volume two, middle of two. I've run out of steam. I've run out of money in my 20s and something.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah. But see, I give that a benefit of doubt because Nightwing is one of my favorite DC characters,
Hmm.
and it's mostly been post Robin
Right.
because of the Scott McDaniels era where he's on. He was just on his own, and he had a good core of villains.
Yep.
And then
Blockbuster was really good, or that might be
his
the Dixon.
blockbuster's fucking amazing. It's
Yep.
so good. So I'm giving a lot of it a chance, and that's kind of with uh, the just the way DC's going. Just I would like to see.
They've built up a DC as a company, you know, for where they've built up a lot of goodwill that over
Yeah,
the past couple of years, and whereas Marvel, I think, has exhausted a lot of theirs.
I think you're right. I just I'm reading a lot of Silver Age Marvel, man. I'm like so that I'm going back to the beginning. And I like, I'm enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying it a lot, except for Thor. It's so bad. Oh, it's so fucking terrible, man. It is so terrible.
One of these days,
I've
I'll
never
just
read
read the
any. I mean, it's that fucking bad. Like, why did you get another issue?
one of these days I'll actually sit down and read the Walt Simonson Thor run and go, "Yep, that's the perfect amount of Thor I ever need to read."
Yeah, it is. I've liked some runs of Thor. I
No,
would
I'm
like to
sure there's
read more of
actually
Aaron's.
a bunch of good eras, but it's one of those like, uh, I'll just read like the most critically acclaimed Bronze Age one. That'll be good for me.
I think you know what I th the oh that Will Simonson's that's modern age.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that's modern age. That's like that's during the boom. That was
Okay.
one of the comics that exploded during the comic boom. Um, no, I get you. I get you. It's I think there's a good long run of Roy in the 80s
Sure.
and 70s. There's some where, especially when he was fucking traveling with a recorder and someone else, and he had like a mini team because it was really Roy just got in this cycle superhero, sword and sorcery, science
Okay.
fiction, it was Keith Pollard and John B. Seymour would come back now and again. It was okay. It was steady. But yeah, no, other than that, it's Williams. I will pull the band-aid and just sit and at least finish the next little mini masterworks to see if I get past the really bad Marvel Silver Age plot points. I mean, it's getting there. It's getting there. They're sticking to the repetitive. Mr. Hyde's back, so okay, it's at least there's a bad
Oh,
guy.
okay.
So it's an oncoming menace thing. That was it. So all right, guys. Hey, folks, thanks for listening. Thanks, Kirby, for being on the podcast. I kind of want to make an official announcement. I sent a message to Kirby the other day. It's like I'd like it to be that you are half of Stop Let's Team Up. It's just not mine and you're the guest. You do your own show. You can do any other shows you want to do. Just tell me and we'll get them up. I can lean on you more during the next bits of Starman because there's a lot. I'm also going to lean on David, but we're getting toward the end. And I think when we get toward the end, you're going to be like, I'm going to plant myself here.
Yeah.
Because
No,
that last story, I've only read it once.
okay, that'll be good because I'm sorry, it's just we're at the point. I'm glad he's finally out in space because stuff can actually freaking happen now. God,
Yeah. And I'm looking ahead. There's so much happening. It's like I need guests. I'm not doing
yeah,
that one by myself or that one or that one or that one. There's just so much good stuff, I think. So it'd be great. But yeah, your Captain Carrot's great. You keep me on point on other ones. We need to schedule another 4 for 4
yep. Because we
soon,
got
which
big, we got big
I'm
one.
excited about.
Yep.
Because I mean, you know what? I'm up to where I was as a kid and I'm enjoying it, but I'm really glad I read the FF. We've done those because that whatever tweaked me wrong the first time through is like, oh, okay, never mind. You're right for 6 years. It's not that bad.